Okay, this is where your Ironman bike adventure will begin. Right there is going to be transition. Right there, it's a beautiful grass field, but in a couple of weeks there's going to be a boatload of bike racks and changing tents and merchandise village. But anyway, this is where your adventure begins. You're going to come here. The mountain line is going to be right about here. This is going to be right about where your mountain line is. As you can see, it is a serious downhill. Please, folks, don't get stupid on this. This is, your Ironman adventure hasn't even begun yet. Now, as you can see, I'm going to walk down to the bottom of the hill here. I apologize for the shaking camera, because I want you to see how important this is. Your day could end before it even begins if you're not careful here. So you've just clipped in. You're clipped in. There's going to be a bunch of people walking around with you. And this is the first thing you'll face in the morning. Look at that. You can't really see. I'll get a side angle of it. That's about a 3-foot drop right there. So you're going to want to swing this wide. So you're going to come down. As you can see, we just walked down this. Now, that is a 180-degree hairpin turn to a downhill. So you're going to come out, you're going to sweep around here, and then you're going to move down there. Right there is probably about, I don't know, very rapid 30-foot elevation drop. So I'll see you at Colden Avenue. Okay, as you can see, there's the hill coming out of transition. Now this whole area is going to be, it's going to be roped off. There's barriers. There's going to be barriers here, and then crossing that side street right there, there's going to be some barriers there. And now you're on Colden Avenue. If you're not careful, Colden Avenue can ruin your day before it even starts. You're all amped up. There's going to be a ton of people on this street, and you'll have just gotten out of the water. You're going to be pretty stoked, and there's going to be people yelling and screaming and generally having a good time. Even the birds have a good time here in Lake Placid. So now, you've just clipped in, you're starting to get your wits about you, and you're vibing off of the good energy of all the Lake Placid citizens, and you're coming down a screaming downhill now. I want to get to the next corner because I want you to see what you're looking at. If you look down, yes, it is a double hump down to the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop here at the corner here, let you take a look, and then we're going to go down to the bottom of Colden Ave, and we're going to look back up. All right? Okay, now we're looking about 3/4 of the way down Colden Avenue. And I selected this spot so as to give you fair warning. We're going to turn around and we're going to look down towards Colden Avenue, towards the bottom. And the reason I selected this spot is because my volunteer location last year was down at the bottom, just past that red car on the right. And on the second loop, guys were thinking this was X Games, and they would hit the spot right about here, and they would launch themselves. And they would get maybe about 6 or 8 inches of air, but it didn't matter because that 6 or 8 inches of air, as the ground was dropping below them, turned into almost over a foot. Now, normally I would be totally down with that, but the problem is we're going to walk down the hill. You're flying at a very quick rate. You're probably coming down this hill somewhere in the neighborhood of about 25 to 30 miles an hour. You hit that bump, get some air, who knows where you're going to land. Oh, there's one of Lake Placid's finest residents. And you're coming down the hill. And you're going to hit this. This is a 90-degree left turn with sketchy pavement. And see the white fence over there? Well, on race day, there's a stack of hay bales there for a very good reason. Now, in a complete show of irony, this is one of the most dangerous portions of the course. And your day could be over in the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the race. But in a complete moment of irony, yes, that's the first aid squad at the bottom of Colden Avenue. Kind of funny if you ask me. So now you hit this 90-degree turn, and this is going to take you out towards Main Street. But let's look back up towards Colden Avenue, because I want you to see how insane this hill is. Look at that. Watch that car climb. That's the first thing you see in the morning. Okay, let's head out of town. Okay, I'm sitting right now at the corner of Bobsled Run and Route 73. And that is the Mount Hovenberg Recreation, the sports complex, the bobsled runs. And as you can see, many of the guides say that the keen descent actually starts here at Mount Hovenberg, but as you can see, those cars are coming downhill. I stopped here, but we had been descending for easily a mile before this. The other good news is as we were coming down, they're doing road repairs on 73, which is good. And if you look here, watch these cars. They're going to go around that bend, and the descent is going to continue. All right. This is what we're looking at for Route 73 on average. It's cracked, but it's rideable and it is being repaired. So all right, on your right is Upper Cascade Lake. That's brick wall that we're passing by right now. That's where the photographer is going to be on Ironman, so smile pretty. Got a slight roller coming up here. I wouldn't worry about it all that greatly, because you're going to have a lot of downward momentum. You'll be able to climb this pretty easily. And here we go, back downhill to Lower Cascade Lake on your right. Again, another nice little roller. Come back down the backside, some big wheel, big ring cranking. Do not pass sign. Yeah, right. You're going to see a lot of that on July 28th. And here we go. Here comes some live action. I don't know if you can see the mountains there in the distance, but they sure are beautiful. You know what else is beautiful? The sound of this Porsche 944, brought to you by Jason Gonzalez at Maniac Racing for all of your 944 needs. ManiacRacing.net. Thank you very much. Right now, on race day, you are hauling ass right now. You are absolutely flying. This is the portion of the course that everyone talks about, the front wheel shimmy. This is it right here. This is truly live action. As you can feel, it's bumpy. It's definitely bumpy. There's definitely ridges in the road. There's definitely waves in the road. Maybe some of the top pros will be able to fly through this, but for the average age grouper, this is going to be a little more work than rest, despite it being, essentially, 10 kilometers of just downhill screaming. Here comes another, nice right turn, nice sweeping right turn. The average age grouper like us, we'll probably hit this at about, 37 to 40 miles an hour. Here comes another sweeping left-hand turn. Now, as you can see and you can feel with the shaking of the camera, this is very similar to the pavement that we showed you over by Mount Hovenberg. Now we're getting towards the bottom. We're diving into Keene now. think I saw us. Yep, there it is. There's a bunch of cyclists who just came off the Keene descent. And there's a tri club doing the the bike course in reverse. Yay! Some people find fun in that, I guess. Yeah, look at that up there. There's a cyclist leading the pack. And that's it. That is the Keene descent. Next, we're going to head up towards Sable and the College Street turnaround. By the way, on the right there, that's a great place to fill your water bottle. Not on race day, but it's a nice day. Come on, go ahead. This is on the back stretch. This is on Route 9. Everyone talks about how flat it is, but this is the third hill that we've encountered. This one's actually kind of fun. It's kind of short, but if I remember correctly, it's got a real nice, fun downhill side. Real nice. Real nice. Get a nice break from that little climb. I always love it when there's more descent than ascent. Good stuff. So, okay, this is going to be one of your aid stations on 9N. We're in Upper J right now. The pavement so far in Upper J on 9N has been very good so far. So next stop, College Street. Let's look up the road. Outstanding. Okay, this is 9N. This is your turnaround at the bike course. Wave hi, everybody. You're going to be turning around right here. As you can see, it is US 9N and College Street. This is your turnaround. I will say this as we're looking up the road. This is a whole lot hillier than I remember it. I, for some reason, remembered it being a little more flatter than this. But there's some hills to this. I may shoot some film on the way back to show that to you, because there's gonna be a lot of climbs coming back into town. So. Alright, this is the turnaround at the Hazleton out and back. It's about 1 mile down off of 86, and I wanted to use this spot to talk about the Route 86 coming off of 9 to the Hazleton out and back. It's really not as scary as everyone said. In fact, much of it is actually downhill. There's a few rollers, but much of it, aside from that first disgusting climb when you come off of 9N, much of it's either downhill or rollers that work to your advantage. The Hazleton out and back, you know, it's pretty flat except for that incline you see in front of you with that sweeping left turn. But other than that, you're pretty much dealing with some nice flat riding. So after this, it's time for the cherries and the bears. Okay guys, here we are. We're at the corner of it's actually the end of the Hazleton out and back. Now we're going to be turning right onto Route 86, which is going to take us back up the notch towards the cherries and the bears. So we'll be right back. Actually, no, we're going to stay with this. One of the key things is you're going to get an advantage on this course because the Hazleton out and back is downhill on the return side, as is this 86 as we come up to the Whiteface Memorial Highway. Oh, there's a couple guys training on the right there. Hey, what's up? Right now you are not going to be hammering this. you're going to be in a nice easy gear, cruising along, and we're going to make a left up here. And you can see the bike arrow markings. And so begins the climb back into Lake Placid. You can see you have another downhill. So all in all, once you've made the climb on 86 up the foundation in God Hills, you've actually gone downhill for, I don't know, almost 4 miles, including the Hazelton out and back. Coming up on the right is the A&W. Everyone loves the A&W. What you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of these types of hills. These are nice. They're actually fair rollers because you're going to make the climb, but you're also going to have a nice chance to regain that speed and also provide enough momentum for, as you can see, what's coming up, another roller. You're going to do this for another 3 or 4 miles until we get to the entrance to the Whiteface ski area and the bridge over what they call the Foamy Gorge. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, this is the bridge over the Foamy Gorge. This is where your work back into town begins. We're going to look off to the right here in a second here, and there it is. That's Whiteface Mountain Ski Area. You're gonna see a much more accelerated and higher gradient climb than you saw coming out of Placid. It's also a bit of a more sustained climb. That's what makes this part of the course one of the most difficult in all of the Ironman courses. Is not so much the individual climb of each hill. It's the combination of each hill as you approach Whiteface. So, be back in a minute as we get up towards Whiteface Mountain Ski Area. Okay, we're back on 86. We've just passed the Whiteface Mountain Ski Area. And now come the more difficult climbs. We're going to break them up into their individual portions. See, that person shouldn't be standing on it right there. Notice there's a roller down the back side. Okay, we're ascending up. We're a couple miles past Whiteface, and we've gone through a section of brick walls. There's 2 brick walls that serve as a nice little marker there for you, a little landmark. We're into some rollers now. We're actually getting pretty close to the Cherry Patch Pond area and the River Road area, which will mark your entrance into the Cherries and the Bears. There's River Road on your left. There's the marathon turnaround right down. And we are now in the Cherries and the Bears. That's actually, that River Road thing that we just passed by is a really nice mental break, because now you know you're no farther out on your bike than the marathon course. And if you know the Cherries and the Bears, you know that they are rollers. So while you're going to get your butt kicked, you're actually going to get some nice momentum on the downside of these. We're entering Little Cherry right now. And then we should bend around the right and we should see Big Cherry. And there's Cherry Patch Pond, the sign for Cherry Patch. Here we go. Here's the downside. And here comes Big Cherry. And once we come down the downhill side of Big Cherry, we're going to enter almost immediately right into the Bears. This is Mama Bear. And here comes Papa Bear, ladies and gentlemen. On race day, this is going to look like the Tour de France with crazy people dressed up in banana suits and other wackiness. It's complete lunacy here. Now what's going to happen is you're going to slow up right here. You're going to slow up right here and make this right. And guess what? You're going to get hit with another hill, as if it wasn't cruel enough. You've just climbed and climbed and climbed, and now you think, wow, I'm through Papa Bear, everything's cool, and now they hit you with another hill. This is really cool during race day too, because a lot of fans, a lot of people are in here. It's really loud, it's really crazy. It's going to feel real good on the second lap. Alright, we're going to take this up to Mirror Lake Drive. And then that will conclude the Hazelton out and back to Mirror Lake Drive. And for this blog, you will now have the entire 56-mile bike loop of the Ironman Lake Placid Bike Course.
So you have to do this twice?
Yes, sir.
Oh my god. That's nuts. We'll try much out left.
We're going to make a left.
Yes,